Kelvin, what made the difference for you guys defensively in that last 10 minutes?
Getting the right guys on the floor first of all, and just sitting down in our stance and not making any mistakes. That was the key. I thought we did a great job of guarding last night. We came within probably we're an inch away from winning the game. We got the ball. We led by 4 almost the last 4 minutes. We're at 4 most of the last 4 minutes, and Sears hit a tough 3 with a hand in his face, and we went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. That was the difference in the game. And even then, we still had the ball with a chance to win it at the end. So, the difference in Alabama and Houston is minuscule. Not much difference in the two teams. But I knew that tonight was going to be a tougher game than last night because, and I would say Nate would probably say the same thing because how much we both invested in that game. These kids aren't robots. Having to bounce back and play a game like that tonight. Terrance carried us the first half. The second half, it's always tricky with his Achilles. He's not to the point where he can go sit down for 15 minutes and come back out and do what he did. But I thought Jaywan Roberts, he's just a special kid and a special player. He's not on. He's probably not going to be on anybody's draft list like a lot of really good college players. But Jeff said how many games has he won? 121. Yeah, 121 games in his career. That tells you all you need to know about him. He's a winner. He'd tell you that he hasn't played great thus far, but I trust him. And tonight when we need him. Notre Dame's not an easy team to defend. LJ didn't have his legs tonight. What did he go? 2 for 11. Emmanuel's, what were we? 6 for 20. I mean, we had so many good looks, we just didn't make them. But Notre Dame forces you to have to guard. They're extremely well coached. They've got really good guards that can really shoot. And Micah found something with number 7. What's his name? Davis, the Davis kid. He found something with him, and like a good coach, he kept going at it. And our kids did a great job of defending him the second half. We got on his right hand, and then we were right there to help. But our defense won the game. Good teams win games on nights when the ball won't go in. And we had a lot of opportunities tonight, but we didn't. But credit to Notre Dame. They had a tough game last night too. And they lost their point guard. That should be mentioned. So he was their best player. They played without him. And their kids played their hearts out. So I'm not going to be one of them dudes that sit up here and act like we just conquered the world. And my hat's off to Notre Dame and their staff and their team for fighting like they did tonight. It's not easy losing a kid of that stature. I think I read where he's preseason All ACC, right? Is that right? He's a good player. So hats off to Notre Dame. Hopefully they'll get that kid back because with him in there, they're pretty good.
Kelvin, on nights when when LJ's legs aren't there and you have Emmanuel scoring, how important is it to have a third guy like a Terrance to be able to maybe pick up some of that load from the scoring point?
Terrance, and I think he would be the first to tell you this, is his success in games is a byproduct of learning how to practice. Our practice was Rosetta Stone for that kid. He had no idea what he was. He was so far away from being ready to compete. And this is a message to parents. Don't ever think a high school all-star equals college success right away. It just doesn't. we're not playing against those high school teams. Mount Carmel, Ecclesiastes, Tech, some of the names of these schools. We don't play them. We play Notre Dame. We play Alabama. We play Kansas. We play Iowa State. He's never played against that. And the level of that versus high school, where he's had great success, and you think, well, he's going to be an impact player as a freshman. He's going to impact a lot as a freshman, but he's going to get impacted way more. Right, Terrance?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free, any three of you can answer this. I think going into today's game, you guys are averaging 83 points per game. Only other time this season you guys scored under 70 was the Auburn game. What did Notre Dame maybe do defensively to kind of keep you guys out of rhythm? And obviously you guys battled and won the game, but what were
What
they
was
able to
Notre
kind of
Dame averaging coming into this game?
do? Not sure off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think both of us playing to, they got out of here after midnight last night, right? I think last night impacted both of us. I think it impacted their legs and our legs. That's why don't ever look at the second and third game and compare it to a game, and then 5 days later you got another game. And you're playing as hard as these teams are playing. Look at Alabama tonight. It's 2 games in 2 days against this caliber. Now, some teams that aren't very good, you're going to look good on the second night no matter what. But this was a good team. We're a good team. Rutgers is a good team. Alabama's a good team. Something's got to give. And for us tonight, it was making shots. I don't have any problems with our shot selection, and we just didn't make them. But Notre Dame deserves a lot of credit for competing hard. They really competed tonight.
Kelvin, I think the game started about 10 p.m. local time, about midnight.
10:14.
10:14, which would be
At tip-off, I looked at my watch. It was 10:14.
12:14, Central Time. How does that impact preparation and how you compete in a game like this?
Well, we have a practice time, so you have to build the day around the time that they have allotted for you. We don't do any pre-prep for the next game. Our kids were ready to beat Alabama, and we were in position to do that going into the last 10 seconds. But the first time we looked at Notre Dame was, I didn't even look at them last night. I was so upset we lost. I was more focused on us. But when we watched Notre Dame, I actually watched them play Rutgers a little bit when I got back to my room on TV. So I knew Shrewsbury, and I think that's the first time I've ever coached against Notre Dame. But I knew Micah, and I know his background with Brad and Celtics, Butler, and all that stuff. But Shrewsbury and Davis, Njai, Aloko, they're tough kids. They're well coached, and we had to go through a lot of stuff today. A lot of teams, you just go over there out of bounds plays and it's a wrap. They don't do a whole lot. But this team here focus you to really prepare. And you look at, I don't know what they shot the last 10 minutes, but we sat down in our stance and our communication was on point. And I don't know how many points they had with 10 minutes left in the half, but our defense was the story of that game. Not our offense. We couldn't make a shot, but our defense was good.
Terrance, the first half, how did you feel? And secondly, the shoeless here. How's the foot? How's that? How's that been?
I felt good the first half coming into the game. I was just ready to play. But second half, like Coach said, it's kind of still difficult for me to get back to that level after sitting that long and trying to get back that fast. But still a learning process for me, and still getting better with it. Today I felt like I could finish the game. I just got out whenever I felt I was getting tired, and and they put me in when I was ready. So, yeah.
Juwan, what does it mean for you to, tie Fabian as the winningest player, and also what did you see defensively in those last 2 minutes? Was there a point you guys came together? What made the switch there?
I mean, I won't take all the credit for being a winningest player. I had been on a lot of good teams, especially from 2019 to now. So, being around a group of guys, that play hard, and I learn from them and just surrender to the culture. I give all the credit to them, and the coaches for, developing me while I was here. And I just feel like them last 2 minutes, just having the urge to win games. We've been in big games before where we had leads late, and just mental breakdowns caused us to lose the game. So coming down the stretch, playing against Notre Dame, probably up 6-7 points, knowing that, free throws can extend the lead, and just being locked in, knowing like every, position count, just trying to be, ready for whatever action they throw at us, especially at crunch time, and just being able to finish games moving forward, because we let 2 games go away, just at the end. So just trying to learn from that and going into games, being prepared to finish them.